Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 11, Airing the Dirty Laundry. I feel like we've been doing that all season, but okay. There's always room for more laundry, right? All right, we open this week with a confessional, surprise, surprise, of Christine talking about this in-depth conversation that she had with Janelle last week, for which we get a flashback. Yeah, this entire season, listen, I'm loving it and I love the show. This is a labor of love for me. Honestly, you guys who know me know that I only want to do one video a week so that I can, have a little bit of free time. So this totally is a labor of love. This is just a show that I have watched since season 1 and have a weird obsession with. And so I've always, for a long time, thought about recapping it. Anyway, I'm not complaining. In terms of am I not enjoying the season? No, I'm enjoying it thoroughly. So when I say things like, it's all confessionals or flashbacks or whatever. Yes, it's a little light on current interactions because the family is not really interacting with each other much. But that doesn't mean it's not interesting to me, at least. And I hope it's interesting to you guys. Just to have a lot of these diary room, confessionals, couch interviews, whatever you want to call them, to just have a bunch of them where people are kind of speaking their mind, and I'm here for it. So yes, season 18 is just sort of cobbled together flashbacks and confessionals, but also, yes, it's still interesting. I think I mentioned this to you guys before, but memory issues. I am listening to a podcast. Actually, I'm listening to two podcasts about sister wives that are both done by couples, and they're both very good. The one I just started listening to, I can't remember the name of the podcast. I'll look that up. Hold on. Okay, one is called Surviving Sister Wives. They're both funny and fun. I would say that one is led more by the wife, although, both pretty equal. And I really enjoy listening to their take on the episodes. And the other one that I think I mentioned before is called Sister Wives, Love Should Be Multiplied, Not Divided. That's the one where it's the husband, it takes the lead on that one. And he's just very, very funny. He does Cody's voice to a T. It's so good. And there are a lot of laughs. That's the one, maybe I did mention this. It's crass. And so if that's not your thing, you might not like it. It's not that it's my thing, but they're very, very funny. That one is much more comedy, I would say. The other one's more just commentary, but still a very likable couple. Anyway. And then I also follow two YouTubers, Sarah House, I think is her name, and hers is called Reality Squad, and the other one is Katie Joy is I think her name, and hers is called Without a Crystal Ball. Both very good, very interesting, and both of them I think will give you maybe a little bit more background into the show if you have never watched it before. You can do a deep dive on their channels. They're both very entertaining in different ways. Oh, sorry, long tangent. Anyway, the reason I brought that up is because the podcast Sister Wives, Love Should Be Multiplied and Not Divided, they actually tallied how much new content was in this episode I'm about to recap, and it was less than 10 minutes. The rest was all confessionals and flashbacks. Again, still interesting. The hour flew by, but it's just funny because we're starting with a confessional of Christine's talking about last week, so we get a flashback. So Christine said, it would be so easy for Cody to mend his relationship with Janelle. However, it is his relationship with Janelle's kids that's the real problem. That is what's keeping Janelle from staying with him. All right, now we are in Salt Lake City at Christine's townhouse, and she's making breakfast for everyone. We've got McKelty and Tony over, and Peyton is there. Isabel is there, truly, I assume, although I didn't see her in this scene. And in McKelty's confessional, she said, the whole family knows that I'm pregnant again, except for Isabel. So we're going to be telling her today. She's the last one to know. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking there's going to be like this elaborate surprise. Who knows? Christine is making breakfast. Maybe, there'll be a little note in one of her pancakes or something. I don't know. I'm expecting a lot more than what we got, which was McKelty immediately, like so fast, I'm not even sure I heard her say, "Oh, Isabel, guess what? I'm pregnant." What? Did you just say you were pregnant? Like, it was a little anticlimactic, but anyway, Isabel's excited. And what nobody knows until now is that she's having twins. Side note, of course, in real time, we do know this because those twin boys are like a year old. That's how far behind this show is filming. But back to the show, she's just showing her ultrasound pictures to Christine. And she's like, look at the last one, because the first picture is just like one of them. And then the second picture is probably the other one. And then in that last picture, you can see the two embryos. So anywho, Christine is ecstatic. And Tony says there are no twins in his family, although Cody in his confessional said there's no twins on his side or Christine's side. So he assumed it was Tony's side. Tony says no. Christine in her confessional said that she's not worried at all about Tony and McKelty handling this and being able to raise twins, because I guess Gabriel and Gwendolyn are only 4 days apart and they were raised as twins, basically. The back in the day when Janelle worked and Christine was the stay-at-home mom for all of her kids and all of Janelle's kids, and I guess Mary's kid too, probably. Christine just, she's like, you just figure it out. Speaking of Mary, we do now cut to Parowan, Utah, where she is at her B&B, Lizzie's Heritage Inn. Now, I didn't even think those two talked anymore, but clearly Janelle has been advising her on her camera technique. Janelle's advice is always keep that phone between 2 and 4 inches away from your nose at all times while filming. Anyway, Mary tells us that a couple of days ago, it was her and Cody's 32nd wedding anniversary. And she's like, leading up to it, I didn't know what to expect because the last few years, it's just felt like it's been obligatory more than anything else. I mean, he hasn't even taken me out on my birthday. Okay, Mary, what do we have to do to show Mary that he's not interested? She's saying a few days ago it was their wedding anniversary and she didn't know what to expect. I know what she should expect. Nothing. No call. No nothing. That's what you should expect. Why don't you know that? You just said he doesn't even take you out on your birthday, and we know that he took Janelle out on her birthday. So what do you think when you see stuff like that, Mary? You're one of the loyal wives. You're not doing anything wrong. He's not fighting with your children. There's nothing other than the fact that he doesn't want you. So anyway, it's their anniversary, and about halfway through the day, Cody didn't call, he didn't text. She did not hear anything from him. So she called him. She's like, hey, and Cody goes, hey. And Mary goes, happy anniversary. And Cody goes, oh, happy anniversary. Didn't even know what day it was. So Mary says, well, we should go for a drive or go to dinner or something. What do you think? And Cody's response is, well, I'm watching the kids right now. Let me go check with Robin. Okay. I mean, look, I'm not surprised. But think about this, Mary. He's watching his children with Robin, and he's got to check with Robin if it's okay with her that he not babysit his own children so that he can celebrate his 32 years of being married to you. But, good luck, because this rides on Robin's decision, whether Robin will allow him to have dinner with you. Why are we the only ones that can see this? And oh my God. If you guys think that was bad, wait till you hear what he told us in his confessional. When Murray called on her our anniversary, yeah, first little Freudian slip, it's her anniversary, he says. He goes on, I needed a minute to think because I needed a reason to say no. Oh, God. It's so cringy. You are the worst. I know, Cody, that you care about what the public thinks of you. I know that's important to you because you get really bent out of shape when, after watching the show and seeing other confessionals, when the other wives have said something bad or if the kids have said something bad, you don't like it. So how is it that you think for a second that you can be in your own confessional and say something like that? I needed to think of an excuse to say no to Mary because ew, I didn't want to take her out for our anniversary. In what universe are you not making your own self look terrible? You don't need Janelle talking crap about you or Christine, who, like, it shouldn't matter anymore because you're divorced. You don't need that. You just, like, your own mouth is why the public opinion of you is so poor. Anyway, Mary said he called back later and he's like, yeah, let's go to dinner. So Robin probably told him he had to, right? Because he doesn't want to. And him asking Robin if it's okay if he doesn't watch the kids, that's not what it was. He was asking Robin, do I have to go? And Robin said yes. I mean, listen, I'm speculating, but I'm right. I think we know I'm right. Left to his own devices, he would have just told her no. He would have come up with an excuse not to. He's more afraid of losing Robin, which, I mean, I know it sounds weird, but him keeping his marriage with Mary hanging on by a thread, that's so he doesn't lose Robin. I don't even think it has anything to do with his beliefs, the LDS Church, or any of those, what is it, EUA or something? Whatever their religion is like a faction of the LDS Mormon thing. I don't even think it's like religion based, like they've said, a few of the wives have said before, and I think Cody probably has too throughout the years, that it's the marriage covenant is for eternity. So this is not a till death do you part kind of a thing. This is, they believe they will be together in the afterlife. So question, does Cody want to be with Mary in the afterlife? No. So this isn't a religious thing. This is what I think. It's not about, oh, well, in heaven, then I won't, have my wives by my side or whatever. No, this is about possibly losing Robin. What does Robin think about this, All right, so they went to dinner. Why she wanted to, I have no idea. And Mary tells us in her confessional that at one point during dinner, he made reference to some kind of a fake relationship, something like that. And Mary said, what do you mean faking? And Cody said, well, this. And he's pointing like you and me, our marriage. And he said to her, I don't even know why you bothered to call and say happy anniversary, Mary. And Mary goes, I said, because it's our anniversary. And Cody said, but we're not married. And he paused and he goes, we're not living as a married couple. So Mary says to us in the confessional, I feel like he was stopping himself from saying, but we're not married. You think? That's exactly what he was going to say. Mary claims that was a big realization to her. Whatever gets you there, I guess. She said that all these years, he hasn't felt married to her. She said she didn't know that's how he felt. Is it just then because she doesn't want to know? Because we all knew that's how he felt. And it isn't like she couldn't watch the show like we did. I mean, I'm just basing it off of the stuff that made it onto the show. So she has access to watch all the past episodes. How did she not? Anyway, now we see Cody's confessional, and he said that 7 years ago, after our 25th anniversary, Murray and I were in such a bad place that we started to go to a counselor, that she asked me not to stay at her house. So I guess they saw a counselor. Counseling wasn't working, he says. And through advice from the counselor and other wives, he tried to make it work with Mary, but it just wasn't. And he just felt like he had to give up. Now, Mary's version of that time period was that she just needed a break. She asked if they could take a break, and Cody keeps claiming that I kicked him out, but I did not kick him out. She's like, I didn't pack his stuff. I didn't tell him to never return or anything like that. I didn't kick him out. Yeah, honey, but don't you get it? He wanted you to kick him out. That's why he took it that way. You telling him you don't want him to stay at your place was like, oh, hallelujah. Now he could go home and tell Robin, Mary doesn't want me there, so I don't have to go now, right? It's so hard that she's not getting it because, it's not that she's dumb. She's just so hopeful, I guess. That kills me. It's heartbreaking. So back to her self-filmed confessional at the B&B. She said, so Cody actually said to me, I have no desire to have a relationship with you. Don't you understand, Mary? It's never going to happen. Your life is not one that I want to insert myself into. Yeah, well, he's made it very clear he doesn't want to insert himself into, any part of you, Mary. But I guess the fact that he said it to her for the first time, and not just in a confessional or to other people, is maybe what she needed, because she said, I'll never forget those words. It's the first time he said them to me, ever. Well, yeah, like I said, if that's what she needed to move on, then I'm just happy it happened. I'm sorry it was so painful for her, but God, at least he finally said it to her face, and she can move forward with her life. Side note, we are seeing a bunch of old pictures and clips of, them together. And while Cody's hair journey has always been an interesting one. I never really mentioned it before, but for those of you who aren't familiar with the show, I'm sure you saw some of the screenshots I've been including in my recaps and wondering what's up with the hair. Cody's two little ringlet bangs. And like I said, it's been an interesting hair journey. But I have to say, amidst all of the different styles that we've seen on him throughout these 18 seasons, I do not remember this period where I guess we were breaking out the straightening iron and kind of doing a Billy Ray Cyrus circa early 2000s, maybe? Yeah, I don't know how I missed this look. Okay, next we get a very long, some may say too long, montage of all the births we've seen on the show. Home births mostly. We saw Truly being born. That was in a hospital. Definitely not the norm for this family. And I think that was Christine's first child to be born in a hospital. And I can't remember why. There might have been some complications or something. We also flash back to Maddie. That's Janelle's oldest daughter. We see her giving birth at home. We see McKelty giving birth at home to Avalon. And now they're talking about the twins. And McKelty said that the midwife won't deliver twins because there's, I guess because there can be complications with twins. So she's not happy about it, but she has to go to a hospital to have them be born. But she's also using the same OBGYN that delivered Truly, Dr. Bean. Christine loved Dr. Bean, and she's like, it's going to be great. And McKelty goes, I don't like all the machines, the monitors, and hooking me up to wires and stuff. I don't like all that. And she's like, it's for your safety, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. Now, Tony, on the other hand, he did not like the home birth. With Avalon, that was way too stressful for him. He was very nervous just being at home with a midwife. So he's probably secretly happy they're going to be in a hospital, I'm guessing. Christine explains in her confessional that within the polygamous community, there are generally home births because they're always trying to keep things private for fear of being found out. or possibly having your kids taken away. So because of that, you just kind of quietly deliver your children at home. And she also said that you generally don't put the father's name on the birth certificate, also as a way of like keeping the secret of polygamy. Now, Janelle's confessional, she said, Christine and I have very different perspectives on hospitals and the medical system. She said that maybe it's because she didn't grow up in polygamy the way Christine did, but Cody's name is on all my children's birth certificates, Janelle said. So, yeah, she did not grow up with the same fear that Christine did. All right, next we are at Cody and Robin's house, and Isabel and Truly are over visiting. 3 out of Christine's 6 children, it seems like regularly visit Cody and Robin and have a decent relationship with them. McKelty and Tony and their kids, and Isabel and Truly. So this notion that Christine has been poisoning her children against Cody, it's not true. If she was, they wouldn't be over there. It doesn't make sense. He just can't blame himself for them not wanting to be around him. Anyway, it's Truly's birthday. She's turning 13, which does seem wild to me now because I just said we watched her be born on this show. Yeah, it's crazy. She's going to be a teenager now. Anyway, Robin and Cody are having a little birthday party for her. In Robin's confessional, she says, Truly's 12. The last year before she turns a teenager. It's already scary, right? She probably hates the way the other wives are raising their kids. Because you know how she infantilizes all of her children. Truly probably already acts older than Aurora, who's 20. That's why it's scary to Robin. Ugh. Teenagers, scary. They might fight. And as I've heard others point out, Truly's only a year older than Solomon. We again get a flashback of Truly's birth, which happened in season 1. And I guess that was just right after they went public. And then soon after that, Cody and Robin got married. So we get another flashback of Truly's birth. And Robin tells us that that was right after they went public. And then very soon after that, she and Cody got married. So she likes that Truly doesn't have any memories from before Robin joined the family. In Truly's mind, Robin and Robin's children have always been part of the whole family. And Robin likes that. Robin. And that's kind of cool. Still nothing. It's sweet. All right, so Cody talks about there being a strain when Christine's children are in his house. It's a bit uncomfortable. He imagines that there's a bit of a concern on their part whether they can trust. Not Truly so much as Isabel. Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to make this Christine's fault somehow. In her confessional, Christine said that Isabel lives with Maddie and Caleb and their kids, and she works in North Carolina. So she did stop going to school there. I don't think she went to school for very long. I don't think she liked it. That was not a good fit for her. But I didn't know she was staying there and working, because I do think at some point she comes back to live with Christine. But again, this is a year and a half ago or something. So I don't even know where we are in the timeline. Also, they keep jumping around the timeline. So we really don't know at what point this is taking place. I guess it's Truly's birthday. I could look up when her birthday is, but it doesn't mean that we aren't going to have scenes later that take place before her birthday. So I think at this point, we just have to roll with it. Whatever they're showing us, it's fine. I will assume it is sometime in 2022. Side note, Truly has a very strong, unique sense of style. And it appears to be heavy on the graphic tees that are sort of dark and edgy. For example, the t-shirt she's wearing to her birthday party at Cody and Robin's, which I'm sure Robin loves. It's a cartoon, and it says, Kitty's First Sacrificial Offering. And it's a cat with a dead mouse on an altar, and the little boy is kneeling and the little girl is looking over. It's funny. It's funny, but it's also just, I can't believe Cody and Robin are like okay with it. Anyway, now in this picture they're showing us of like a flashback or something. She's wearing a t-shirt that says Easy Bake Coven with like crosses and skulls, and there's 3 little girls kind of dancing around like in a circle. Oh, listen, she may have been raised in some faction of an LDS religion, but she has clearly made the choice to convert to Wiccan. That's all I'm saying. Also, this hat adds some interest to the overall look, doesn't it? Like I said, I love kids, especially kids who are like so unique in their style. Because I always think like, oh, where did you see that? What makes you like it? I'm so intrigued by it. I love it. So again, like I said, Cody thinks that Truly seems fine, but Isabel, she seems uncomfortable most of the time she's there. Well, listen, first I would say, what do you expect? In Isabel's confessional, she said, my relationship with my dad has never been 100% solid. Yeah, of course not. This is the man who found time to take his 20-year-old daughter to get her ears pierced and make it a whole daddy-daughter day. And yet, when you needed back surgery for your scoliosis, couldn't make it. He couldn't make it. Your mom had to take you by herself. That was shocking. And I actually remember being angry that before you left for your surgery, because this was, I can't remember what season this was, guys. I want to say like 16 or something. I think it was during COVID. He didn't want to travel. And it had to be wherever, this surgery had to be done out of state, I think. I can't remember where she went, but they found a really good doctor. And God, I almost think it was like New York or something. In any case, before they left, Cody came over to Christine's house and was, saying goodbye to Isabel and good luck and stuff. And I just remember I was so irritated with him at the time that he was trying to be like, hey, you're not mad at me for not going, are you? Come on, are you mad at your dad? Come on. Like trying to joke her out of it. And I felt like it was a situation where like she had to be saying, no, it's okay, just because of the way he was acting. There wasn't any part of it that I think she felt safe enough to say, no, Dad, I'm hurt. I want you there. Like she just knew he wouldn't go. And even just thinking back to the scene, it kind of makes me mad. So let's move on. In Cody's confessional, he said that he recognizes that the situation he's in right now in his life is very disappointing as it compares to this picture that he had for his future. We get a flashback to the rendering of the big house that he wanted to build on Coyote Pass, when he wanted the entire family to just live in one house, but every wife would like have her own wing and that kind of thing. So back at the birthday party for Truly, Robin asks Isabel if she's going to church in North Carolina with Maddie and Caleb. And she said she went once and she would like to do it again, but she's been busy and hasn't gotten a chance to. Cut to Cody's confessional again, where he said, I'm ashamed of the struggles that my family's gone through. Here in Flagstaff, we don't have a church. We haven't established any religious connection here. Really? Why did you want to go there so bad? Oh, that's right, because that's where Dayton was going to school. You would think he would, if he's going to have this epiphany about moving to Flagstaff from Las Vegas, that he would have done a little research on Flagstaff. We get another flashback to Cody officiating Maddie and Caleb's wedding. Again, Maddie is his and Janelle's oldest daughter. And I believe Maddie was the first of all of the children to get married. Then in his confessional, the director asked him, have you heard from Maddie at all? Cody, no, I don't know what happened. But during the breakup with Christine, Maddie stopped reaching out to me. Oh, yeah, of course. It's Christine's fault. Janelle is Maddie's mom. Yet Christine divorcing you is the reason why Janelle's daughter doesn't speak to you? Are you just looking for any way to blame Christine for all the problems you have with your children? He's like, it might have been COVID or, I don't know, but she just stopped reaching out. I don't know. Could it be that you wanted her mother to kick her little brothers out of the house during a pandemic? No, it's just Christine's leaving that's to blame. God, he's so angry that she left. He just has to blame her for everything that's gone wrong with his family. Also, can I just say this? Have you reached out to her? Why is it that your children have to come to the king? Don't you miss your grandbabies? Don't you want to see them? Wow, I do not get him. In Janelle's confessional, she said, Maddie stopped reaching out to Cody because of his behavior lately. She's like, I don't know who this is anymore. And, she has children. She has to worry about her kids and, the perception of their grandfather. Back to Saab and Robin's confessional, she said, my kids miss their siblings. And there's just a wall there that I can't seem to penetrate. And we don't know why it's there. I do. You're why it's there. The kids all miss your kids, Robin. Let them hang out together. I have an idea. If you're afraid that Cody is going to fight with his sons and you don't want that, you and Cody go out to dinner, go see a movie, skedaddle. Invite Janelle and Christine's kids over to your house to hang out with your kids. They'll have a blast. I bet you they would have a blast. No parents. Many of the kids are in their 20s and could very easily take care of the littles. And I just have a feeling that if you and Cody stayed out of it, your kids would be a lot happier and less paranoid and sad and victim-y. The only reason your children cry and think that they're outsiders and that nobody wants them in the family is because they're hearing it from you. It's psychological abuse, if you ask me. And I pray that your children are watching the show, and I pray that they saw the episode a few weeks ago where Janelle's kids and Gwen were saying how much they miss you guys. I hope your daughters see that. And I have to say, right now, as I'm looking around at this, the cameras are showing Isabel laughing and talking with Brianna and Aurora. So I don't know what Cody's talking about, where he says he looks around and it looks broken and he just can't fix it. What is there to fix? Right now, Isabel is laughing with Brianna about something. And also, you're wrong that you can't fix it, because you can. You're the father, and you could reach out to your children. Be the bigger person, Cody. You could change America's perception of you if you would do something like that. Put the ego away. Reach out to your children. Hug them, kiss them, tell them you love them. You might be, I don't know if you could really turn it around, because we're all really pretty disgusted with you, but, it would be a step in the right direction. Or better yet, stop caring what America thinks and start caring about what your own children think. How about that? Okay, next, Janelle tells us that for her birthday, her children bought her some flower beds that she will keep in Garrison's backyard. As you know, Garrison bought a house, and Janelle is in a small apartment in downtown Flagstaff. So because she loves gardening, it's very therapeutic for her. For her birthday, the kids got her some flower beds, and she and Gabe are kind of planting a bunch of different things, like some tomatoes and zucchini and some basil. So now she talks about the fact that she went out for her birthday with Cody about a month ago. So again, jumping back in time from the time that Christine had rented that Airbnb in town and made dinner, and that was in July, and they were talking about plans for the next Thanksgiving and Christmas. That was July. Now we're back to, I don't know, her birthday's in May, June, I guess. Anyway, she hasn't been out or seen Cody since. She said she no longer has a connection with him. So during the scene with her and Gabe, and they're talking about, the plants and how, gosh, when they start harvesting, you'll have food all summer. That's when they mentioned that Gwen is not moving into the house after all. They don't say why. I don't know what happened. They don't seem angry with Gwen, but yeah, I just don't know. Again, it's just more of like, that's for the best. I think Christine was saying that all along because she said they're very different politically and so on. So she just didn't think it was a good fit for Gwen to move in with them anyway. Gabe just says something like, yeah, she's never had to really live with brothers before, other than like just Peyton was the only boy in the whole house at Christine's. So also, as you may or may not know, Gwen and Peyton, terrible relationship. They don't speak. And in fact, some attribute Gwen not going to Christine's wedding to the fact that Peyton was there. I don't know if that's true or not, because she has been, might have been Logan's wedding. She's been at weddings with Peyton there. So I don't think she would miss her mom's just for that. But I don't know. Something else could be going on. But Gwen also has a little bit of a tumultuous relationship with Christine. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's around surrounding Peyton or not. She has accused Peyton of being abusive to her physically. And as I said before, Peyton had other accusations against him that, I'm not going to get into. It could just be that she feels a little bit like her mom is choosing Peyton over her. I don't know. We flash back to that dinner with Janelle and Christine and Janelle's kids. And I think this is when Gwen came later for pie. And Janelle asked, any of the kids, have you heard from Cody? And Gabe goes, no. I remember him saying something about like he only cares about his younger children. So in Cody's confessional, he said, what I said to Gabriel was, once you're like graduated from high school, my obligation to you shifts. It becomes one of mutual respect. And if the relationship goes bad, then it's like, go get your own place. Remember, it's my home, not yours. Dad of the year. Janelle's confessional, she just says, I think Cody's getting exactly what he puts into a relationship. Yeah, not much, bitch. Not much. Janelle also tells us that she hasn't spoken to Robin or Mary since that conversation they had on Robin's porch. And we get a flashback to that, but that was before Thanksgiving. So that was 2021. And now if we are like June, like that's like 6 months at least. Oh no, she said it was about a year ago. Okay. She just said, I haven't sought them out and they haven't sought me out. And that, which is so interesting because remember, Robin and Mary are the only ones fighting to keep the family together. They're fighting so hard every day. They fight. They go to battle for this family. Now, that doesn't include reaching out to Janelle, apparently. But they must be fighting some other way, like from their own home, fighting. Maybe they're praying about it. Maybe that's how they're fighting for the family. They're not actually communicating with the family. They're just, fighting hard. Anyway, Janelle goes, Robin and I were great team players. We could work together well for the good of the family. But I never connected with her on a friend level. She's 10 years younger than me. She's got younger kids than I. We just didn't have a lot in common. Now, and Mary and I, we've always had personality differences. And that's okay. I don't need to seek her out. Yeah, there was a time, I can't remember what season it was, but there was a time that Janelle and Mary actually went to see the counselor together to work on their sister-wife relationship. And, they just clashed. I generally think that Janelle was trying. But Mary, I didn't get the feeling Mary really thought it would work, Like, I think she just already it was too late. Her impression of Janelle was already imprinted too deeply that I don't think that was going to change. Anyway, Janelle finds great peace and joy and solace in her gardening. She had hoped that she could grow things on a larger scale out at Coyote Pass as her, sort of second part of life, maybe after she retires. But at this point, she said, I just hope we can pay it off. Cody says, well, Robin and I are still intent on building out there. Well, to this day, in real time, nothing's built out there. But they did pay it off. They do still own it. But there's been no progress. And also, Cody, you better check in with Robin because I don't think she wants to move. I don't think she has any interest in building on Coyote Pass. And if you ask me, Coyote Pass doesn't even make sense anymore. The idea of them buying whatever this is, however many acres of land this is, the whole idea was that, okay, we're in rentals temporarily, but eventually the family's all going to get back together like they were in the cul-de-sac in Las Vegas. At least in houses next to each other, if not one house, which Cody would have wanted, but all on the same property. They own the property. It's all together with each of their individual homes on it. I get it. But now that doesn't make sense anymore, even. That he and Robin are going to build a house on however many acres that is. Why? You don't need all that land for 2 people and I guess 5 kids that will never leave home. Maybe that's Robin's plan. They never marry. They just all die together, the 7 of them. But even if that's her plan, you don't need all that land. It's not like it would have been with 18 kids and grandkids coming to visit and all that. That was the dream. Now it's all changed. You only have one wife. You guys already have a beautiful house. Well, a big house. It's hard to say it's beautiful. And you need to sell the land. That's the only thing that makes sense. Okay, next we are back in Salt Lake City at Christine's. And this time we are with Aspen and her husband Mitch, Peyton, Isabel, and Truly. Truly has asked for a bike for her birthday. And in Christine's confessional, she tells us that, she's 13. She still doesn't know how to ride a bike. And that's because she had a disastrous first lesson with Cody. We get a flashback to 4 years ago when he was trying to teach her how to ride a bike, but clearly short on patience, is just yelling at her not to cry. There's no crying in baseball. This isn't baseball, it's bike riding. And he's like, yeah, that's even easier than baseball. She didn't want to do it. Cody was pushing her. In his confessional, he goes, I struggle with Truly. Sometimes you gotta push as a parent. I love her, but that was not our favorite experience together. Yeah, I'm sure she would say the same. Sorry it was so traumatic for you, Cody. Anyway, so now Truly is really worried. She's like, I'm gonna cry. And Isabel goes, why? And she's like, because I wish I had learned this when I was 5. Oh, she's breaking my heart. Isabel goes, it's fine. Things happen sometimes. It's very sweet. Truly tells the camera, I think it'll take me 5 days to learn how to ride a bike. Most likely more. I'm going to be realistic here. Most likely more. Oh, she's cute. That's cute. So she tries a little with Peyton holding the bike and stuff, but it turns out that Mitch might be the one that has the best temperament. He's calm and methodical. He's like, I think perhaps there's too many voices for Truly right now. And Christine's confessional, she goes, that is the nicest way anyone has ever told us to shut up before. But at the end of the day, she did not ride on her own. They don't want to push too much at a time, so it's fine. She just needs to go slowly, and it was a good first effort. Okay, back in Parowan with Mary, she kind of reiterates what she had said at the top of the show about their 32nd anniversary and what Cody said to her at dinner that, happy anniversary, Mary, that finally got through to her. She said that early in their marriage, she had insecurities and she would always say, don't leave me. And he would always say, I love you, I'm in love with you, and I will be forever. So now she's surprised because he's saying he never loved her. Yeah, he said that about Christine too. He's so full of shit. It's got to be what makes it easier for him to pretend that he never loved them in the first place. I don't know. Or maybe it's just because he met the love of his life and now he knows that compared to Robin, he never felt anything like that for the other 3. So maybe that's it. Maybe now he's questioning whether that was love at all with the other 3. Because, this is love. With this woman who can't cry, her and her baby children. But anyway, Mary's like, I know that he did love me. And then we see a whole lot of footage of, proof that he did. You can see the way he looks at her and all that kind of thing. So now she feels like he's saying, if you want to stick around, you can. Go ahead. But I'm not interested in you. And Mary goes, but why would I want to do that? Eternally. Yes, Mary. Yes. This is the question we have all been asking. Why would you want to stay with him? Anyway, she does say that she intends to always have a relationship with Robin's kids. She loves them. So she will, for as long as, Robin will let her, she'll be around those kids. So Mary tells us that she said to Cody then, when he said, I'm not interested in you, she said to him, well, since our lives are so public, why don't we just be open and honest about this then? So in other words, Mary would like to come clean on the show that they're not together. And Cody said no, he doesn't want to do that. Why? Because I get so much criticism as it is. Let's just keep this between us. Seriously? What? Okay, you just told her you don't know why she even called on their anniversary. They're not married. You were just about to say that. You don't care about her. You don't care if she moves away. You don't care if she stays. It doesn't concern you. You don't want anything to do with her. What would be her incentive to lie for you? Because you don't want to look bad. Why would she do that? What's in it for Mary? Well, it turns out nothing. Because Mary said, I was like, this is my story too. And I have a right to tell my story. Yeah, you do, girl. And then, oh, you guys, she literally says, happy anniversary to me. Yeah, I see you, Mary. And I am thrilled that she is finally choosing herself. Oh, wait, what? Did I jump the gun here? Okay, this next thing that she says is, I could stay quiet and keep living my life like I have been and just continue to live my life like the badass, independent woman that I am, that I have been for the past 8 years. I could do that. Or I could do something about it and end my marriage, which doesn't feel right to me, she said. Huh? She says because she made the covenant to be with him eternally, and just saying like peace out doesn't sit well with her. What? Why? Do you not understand? Cody is saying peace out to you. Again, I'm not religious, but I cannot believe that any God would want you to suffer like that and to live your life loveless. She just ends by saying, I don't know what to do right now. Oh, Mary, please don't be a disappointment. Please. Again, in real time, out in the real world today in 2023, they've been separated. There was a joint statement made, but I don't know if we're going to see it in this season or not. Anyway, that was it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and click on the bell icon for notifications every time I post something new. If you happen to be an Amazon shopper, please go through one of the links I have in my description box and do your shopping from there. That allows me to get a small percentage of any of your qualifying purchases. I appreciate that in advance. Thank you so much. And that's it for me. I'll see you guys next week. I love you. Bye.